Hello and welcome to Taiwan News. I'm Lê Hương. Now the headlines. Vietnam protests China at UNCLOS conference. Ideas for the construction of ATK revolutionary war zone in 3 provinces, Thái, Nguyên, Tuyên Quang and Bắc Cạn. Seminar on high-yield cattle development project in Thái Nguyên. Continuing to update information on China's illegal rig deployment in Vietnam's waters, on June 13th, at the 24th Conference of the UNCLOS members, held at the United Nations headquarters in New York, the Vietnamese delegation once again voiced its protest to China's placement of the Hai Giang Sư Yo 981 oil rig in Vietnam's exclusive economic zone and continental shelf. Vietnamese representatives also called on the UNCLOS members to object China's unilateral behavior, causing tension in the South China Sea. Meanwhile, scholars in Vietnam and abroad have continued to voice their protest to China's illegal behavior. At the plenary session, Ambassador Lê Hoài Trung, head of Vietnamese permanent representative mission to the United Nations, announced China's illegal placement of the Hai Giang Sư Yo oil rig deep inside Vietnam's exclusive economic zone and continental shelf and the incident of sinking Vietnamese fishing ships. He also stressed that Vietnam had held over 30 meetings at all levels and through many different channels to request China to withdraw its oil rig and its escort vessels for a more peaceful and amenable negotiations. The situation at the location where China deploys illegally is Hai Giang Sư Yo 981 oil rig. In recent days, although the weather in South China Sea has been affected by tropical low pressure, detachments of Vietnam's fishery surveillance ships and Coast Guard ships have still flexibly found the way to approach deeply the Hai Giang Sư Yo 981 oil rig area to propagandize and drive Chinese vessels away Vietnam's waters. When formation of 8 fishery surveillance ships, including Vietnam's fishery surveillance ship KN-22, the Coast Guard ships took orders to approach the oil rig towards the east and southeast, they met China's over 10 ship fleet. These ships perversely used mouthpieces to inform that Vietnam ships were fringing China's territorial waters. Chinese Coast Guard ship number 13 came alongside, threatened Vietnam ship number 4032. Notably, the Coast Guard ship number 13 is actually a discard cannon ship because it is stacked with a 476mm artillery rooms. Last June 12 and 13th, the conference on the USA, Japan-South Asia relations was held at the Institute Southeast Asian Studies, Singapore. Most of the scholars from some key research institutes of the USA, Japan, and Southeast Asian countries, Vietnam include, share a common view that the international law is the critical approach to solve the territorial dispute management in South China Sea. At the conference, the scholars expressed their serious concerns on new security developments in Southeast Asia, especially Chinese aggressive and provocative actions in territorial dispute settlement with the neighbors. The fact that China has ignored international law and regulations, threatened to use force, is causing deep concerns among Asian countries and international community on potential risks that might threaten the stability of regional security. This not only requires ASEAN unity and solidarity, but also consolidation of cooperative mechanisms in which ASEAN plays a central role. On June the 12th, Thái Nguyên province organized a conference on contributing ideas to plan the construction of the ATK revolutionary war zone in 3 provinces, Thái Nguyên, Tuyên Quang, and Bắc Cạn. Joining the conference were the representatives of Thái Nguyên provincial departments and leaders from the Institute of Architecture and Urban and Rural Planning, Ministry of Construction.
At the conference, the representatives of the Institute of Architecture and Urban and Rural Planning, the consultative unit of the project, presented an overview of the construction draft plan. Accordingly, the scope of the project in the three provinces covers the districts containing the 80K Revolutionary War Zone relics with an area of about 5,800 square kilometers. These include the district of Định Hóa, Đại Từ and Phú Lương, Thái Nguyên Province, Sơn Dương, Yên Sơn, Chiêm Hóa, Tuyên Quang City, Tuyên Quang Province, and Chợ Đồn District, Bắc Cạn Province. The participants at the conference basically agreed on the significance and objective of the planning project. Many of them also suggested that the planning project could continue some of the approved planning projects of Thái Nguyên Province, such as the traffic development planning and the socio-economic development toward 2020 of Thái Nguyên Province. Concluding the conference, Ms. Ma Thị Nguyệt, Vice Chairperson of Thái Nguyên Provincial People's Committee, asked the provincial departments and localities to continue studying the draft planning projects, synthesizing ideas and submit them to the Provincial People's Committee before the planning project is formally approved. She also suggested the Institute of Architecture and Urban and Rural Planning to collect the ideas and proposals from the different departments of Thái Nguyên Province and add the status of transportation infrastructure and the custom and cultures in each region to the planning project for an accurate and speedy completion of the said project.
It's necessary to create an environment for community practice that helps teaching and learning foreign languages in communicative approach. That was the idea agreed on by most of the participants at the training workshop in Thai, building typical units innovating foreign language teaching and learning in high schools, organized by the Management Board of the National Foreign Language Project 2020 and the Thái Nguyên University last June 14th and 15th. Accordingly, the departments of education and training of the different provinces nationwide must select at least one elementary school, one junior high school, and one high school to build them into typical schools of comprehensively innovating teaching and learning foreign languages, according to the specific selected criteria of the National Foreign Language Project 2020. The representatives of the Management Board of the National Foreign Language Project 2020 emphasized that the key task of the project in 2014 is to enhance the capability of teachers, building typical units in comprehensively innovating teaching and learning languages, especially focusing on examining the English proficiency of school teachers and staffs in charge of foreign languages. They also agreed that, aside from these key tasks, they should also focus on enhancing learning and teaching equipment, especially organizing training courses for teachers of typical units in which English community environment should be integrated. Recently, Thái Nguyên People's Committee organized a workshop to restudy the high-yield cattle development project to be implemented in Thái Nguyên. The project aims at developing the herd of cattle into goods producing industry, proper preparation for investment in clean slaughterhouse, increase safe and high-quality food resources in the province, upgrade income and create more job opportunities for farmers and support of new rural construction.
On the condition that in Thái Nguyên there are many new urban areas and industrial zones and that people's income and living standard have gradually improved, the food demand naturally grows bigger. Boom breeding in high-yield direction will create a breakthrough on productivity and quality of products and ensure food resources for the society. BBBF 100 between BBB breeds and Sin cross-bred cows grow fast with high breed rate and good quality. Its cow sheet is simply constructed by cheap and available materials. According to the draft, the project will be carried out from June 2014 to December 2018. It's expected to select 5,000 cars suitable to cross with beef breed to produce more than 10,000 high-year beef. At the workshop, the delegates discussed, exchanged, and contributed their ideas to determine economic efficiency, project practicability and objectives, supporting level, and clear assignments for each sector, etc. Then, districts will register their models, focus on exploiting available potentials in localities, build centralized breeding and slaughtering establishments as projected, forming complexes, cooperatives or enterprises in order to further raise people's income in accordance with the implementation of the National Target Program on New Rural Construction.
That's the end of our program today. Thanks for your joining us. Goodbye for now.